Hello viewers, welcome you all again in my channel Indrajit Creation. Today we know a new concept of intelligence. Today's concept or today's topic is Thurstone multiple intelligence factor theory. So we know this theory elaborately. So let's start. Thurstones also be provided by the Spearman. Spearman also divided his theory of intelligence in two categories. Like one is the G factor and another is the S factor. We know these two factor G and S in previous class. Today we know about the Thurstone multiple intelligence factor. So in this year the Thurstones also against of Spearman. So he also built a theory of multiple intelligence and he also selected 7 factors of primary mental ability, and this primary mental ability or the 7 multiple intelligence factor theory is very important for intelligence measuring of every human being. So today we know those types of the multiple intelligence factor components and or the primary mental abilities factor. Thurstones also describe this theory in 7 components. So we know previously about those types of the 7 components which given by the Thurstones. So in this here the Thurstones also be selected V, S, N, M, W, P and R. So those types of the components of multiple intelligence factor which given by the Thurstones. So in this word, this 7 word has the meaning sum, and this meaning is so much important for the intelligence. So at first we know about the V. At first we know about the V is in this here the V is a verbal factor. Is here the V is a verbal factor. Next we know about the S factor. S is the spatial factor. Next we know about the N factor, and in this here N is the numerical factor, and we know about the W factor. The W is the word fluency factor. Next is the P factor. P is the perceptual factor, and next is the M factor, and M is the represent of the memory factor, and lastly we know about the R factor, and this last R factor is represent the reasoning factor of intelligence. So the Thurstones also be selected or also be listed or also be selected those 7 types of the component of the intelligence factor. We know those types of the intelligence factor separately. As at first we know about the verbal factor. We know about the verbal factor. When a person is verbally well and he know how to express his vision and express his thinking to others, that times he also be that times he also communicated only the verbal language, and he also communicated to verbal language, and he want to explain his vision on verbally, and as well as he want to be to join every heart with verbal components. Next we know about the S factor, like the spatial factor. So spatial factor has some the special ability in a particular place or particular factor. So in here the spatial factor or spatial is has a man who has some efficacy and who has some potentiality about the spatial. So in this here the Thurstones also categorize those types of the special factor or the S factor. Next, we know about the N factor or the numerical factor. Next, we know about the numerical factor. So, in this here, the numerical factor is the persons or the children or the students has some efficacy or some potentiality, have some number, so he know willly recognize or he also know memorize every kinds of number very well. So in this year the Thurstone also be listed or also be categorized this n number personality person is very efficacy for the multiple intelligence factor. Next we know about the word fluency or W factor. Every persons have some word fluency very lot, so he know or she know how to expose the other heart and how to joy the other heart. So the persons who has some quality of the word fluency, so he know very well how to expose the word in which platform and how to expose his and how to joy the every heart. So it is the quality or it is the efficacy of that person. Next we know about the M factor or the memory factor. We know this memory factor is very important for every human being, and this memory is be very important to Thurstone. So in this year this memory has some people who has very strong and who think and he can recognize every kinds of problem and formulating every kinds of problem, so he has some memory power. So in this here every person has some numerical ability, so Thurstone also listed these types of the factor in his multiple intelligence factor. Next we know about the perceptual. Next we know about the perceptual. Perceptual means P. In this here the every persons have some visions quality. So how do you observe this object and how do you measure this object is not only a casual talking, it also power of your visuality. So it is also a perceptions of yourself and how do you perceive and how do you vision or how do you observe these components. This is called the perception ability. So last we know about the reasoning or the R factor. This R factor, when a person is numerically very well and he also expose the every facts with logical reasoning and why he will do this work and why he will not do this work, so he explain logically. So in this year he also calculate and he also cultivate the all kinds of factor in logical way. So class, today we know about the Thurstone multi-stage factor theory or primary mental ability which given by the Thurstones, and in this here has 7 types of the multiple factor intelligence, and this multiple factor intelligence is very important for our intelligence. So class, today we have learned those types of topic and next day we know the another topic. So class, today I finish my session here and next day I will came here with a new topic. So take care, bye.